The goalkeeper of the French national team went from saving penalties to running fast and furious. Another player stopped knocking out opponents on the field and brought his moves to the WWE. While this captain left the field to step into a boxing ring. These are the footballers who changed sport. Someone who hasn't lost his grit despite having changed sports is the human wall Petr Cech. In 2019, has abandoned football after a 20-year career at the highest level in the Premier League between Chelsea and Arsenal with 633 appearances and 14 titles. But he did not say goodbye to the sport, just changed fields. From grass to ice, to be precise. 4 years after the retirement, the 41-year-old Czech goalkeeper has transformed himself into an ice hockey goalie. At least now his iconic helmet makes a lot more sense with all the beatings you can take in. During the last match, a 3-2 win by his Oxford City Stars over Stratham, he received the MVP award thanks to an extraordinary performance. 62 saves on 64 shots taken by opponents. Goalkeepers are born, not made. And above all, Petr never stopped being so, confirming himself as one of the strongest even in this sport. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't disappoint even if he switched to water polo either. Speaking of switches, let's talk about Gareth Bale, one of the strongest of his generation, known for his love of golf. The former Real Madrid striker, with whom he won 5 Champions Leagues, from the green rectangle of a football pitch to the green of a golf course, nothing has changed for Gareth Bale. He turned to professional golf after bidding farewell to the world of football following the 2022 World Cup, a true natural talent as shown by his performance at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am 2023. After Bale arrived 16th out of 156 on his debut, John Ram, the number 3 in the world in golf, said,
I told Gareth, you can't be so good at professional football and golf at the same time. That just doesn't seem fair.
The Welsh player won the Ryder Cup and more precisely the All-Star Match, a competition in which great personalities from the world of sport and entertainment compete, obviously all sharing a great passion for golf. Then beat, among others, another great ex of the ball, Andriy Shevchenko. Imagine going from scoring free kicks in front of thousands to sinking putts in front of, well, still thousands, but on a much quieter green. Let's continue with the greatest defender of his generation, Paolo Maldini, that left AC Milan as a legend to resume his favorite hobby since he was a child, tennis. And this has been since 2009 when he retired from football. It makes sense, after all. Tennis is a sport where you have to anticipate your opponent, which is also essential for a defender in football. There's little to think about. You play in advance, and that's where I prefer to play. I like to attack, said Maldini. In 2017, he qualified for a professional tennis tournament, the Espria Tennis Cup, in Milan, of course, with his doubles partner and coach Stefano Landonia. Not a good entrance, though. In 42 minutes, the duo was being beaten 6-1. 6-1. Maldini lost badly, right? But you see, for him, tennis is and remains a hobby. He had no intention of practicing it at a competitive level. Also, because at 55 years old, he has several problems and limitations in his knees caused by many years in football. But no problem, he still plays once a week at the Harbor Club in Milan. However, cool to go from football to hockey, tennis, or even golf, but wait and see who started running on the track or taking punches in a boxing match. Another goalkeeper, Tim Wiese, instead has discovered his true calling. And you will no longer find him associated with the W of Werder, but with the W of wrestling. Now that's what you call a career change. Imagine it. A Bundesliga goalkeeper who had made a name for himself with Werder Bremen, playing with the German national team too, turning into a wrestling superstar. That's crazy, bro. Pretty good in goal, but it was already clear that it wasn't his role. I mean, that scissors kick to Mueller and that flying kick to Ivica Olic are not the classic actions of a goalkeeper. His football career ended when Weiss wanted to change teams to get higher. He moved to Hoffenheim, and after poor performances, which led Tim to being increasingly sidelined and the team almost relegated, at 32 years old, he was completely ousted from all to nothing. But he didn't stop. After retiring in 2014, he trained in the gym more. Even though he was already full of muscles, he reached the point of weighing over 117 kilograms, and his charisma did not go unnoticed. He claimed to have been offered a WWE development contract, and boy did he take that chance. He debuted in 2016 at a live event in Munich, teaming up with wrestling heavyweights like Sheamus and Cesaro. Weiss, known as The Machine, had finally found his place. Who knows, in a few years, we may even see him on the big screens like The Rock, John Cena, and Batista. And now Rio Ferdinand, defender and captain of Manchester United, who helped his team grab 6 Premier Leagues and 1 Champions League, was now ready to throw some punches in the ring. After spending 12 years defending Manchester United's goal, Ferdinand decided to hang up his football boots and put on boxing gloves instead. His dream was following the steps of Curtis Woodhouse, another footballer that changed sport and managed to become a professional boxer. Fans were super excited, buzzing about seeing Ferdinand, a football star, now showing off his skills in a boxing ring. To start off with a bang, he accepted Betfair's Defender to Contender Challenge with the aim of even winning the belt. It was all set up. Ferdinand trains 4 to 5 times a week, and Betfair wants to make sure the ex-defender is ready by providing him with Richie Woodall, an English boxing legend, as his trainer. After 5 months of sweat and blood, he is finally ready to apply to British boxing. Unfortunately, here's the bad news. His license is denied. It is with a heavy heart that I am hanging up my gloves on Betfair's Defender to Contender Challenge, Ferdinand wrote. Despite having never felt better physically or mentally, I have received confirmation that they would not be reviewing my application at this point in time. Ferdinand had approached boxing after the death of his wife Rebecca due to illness. Now it is something which, in any case, the former footballer does not intend to give up. This sport has given me new strength, he wrote again, and it is something I will continue to practice as part of my fitness regimen. Lastly, let's shift gears to Fabien Barthez, the iconic French goalkeeper now racing cars. That's right, the same guy who used to dive to save so many goals for the French national team and Manchester United is now speeding around racetracks. I have always been fascinated by engines, even when I played football, said Barthez. I wanted to understand what it felt like to be inside a car. It's not like football. You can be good even at 35, my age when I stopped playing. After hanging up his football gloves in 2007, he participated in several races, and the first podium came in 2013, winning the French Gran Turismo Championship. With the former Formula One driver Olivier Panis in 2016, he founded a team, the Panis-Barthez Competition, which races in the 24 Hours of Le Mans and the European Le Mans Series. Despite being a former professional driver, Panis does not take to the track, but Barthez takes the wheel. Bonus! Now, some athletes will sure have wanted to change and switch to football, right? And if being fast is essential, why shouldn't the winner of 8 Olympic gold medals, Usain Bolt, try? He abandoned the track in 2017 and had dived into football. 2018 was the year of the lightning bolt in football. He was requested by Borussia Dortmund, but signed with Norwegian side Strømsgodset. However, his most significant adventure in football took him to Australia with the Central Coast Mariners in September 2018. But the adventure doesn't last long. If you didn't know, it's because already in January 2019, just 5 months after, Bolt announced his retirement from the field to manage his activities more and become a businessman. So what can I say? A true athlete never stops. Of course, I never expected some turns, as I didn't expect other crazy stories like this one. Hey, the video is over, bro. So what are you waiting for? Click right here on the video Click